When I married Brian 2 years ago, I knew that becoming a stepmother to his teenage son, Jacob, would come with its challenges. Blended families are never easy, and though I had read every book and watched every podcast about parenting stepchildren, nothing quite prepared me for the emotional journey ahead. Jacob was 15 when I entered their lives, guarded, quiet, and emotionally withdrawn. He missed his mom, who had moved across the country and was now more of a voice on the phone than a presence in his life. I tried to earn Jacob's trust slowly, through small gestures. I'd make his favorite snacks, ask him about his day without pushing too hard, and make sure he knew he could always talk to me about anything. At first, all I got were shrugs and nods. But over time, I saw glimpses of the young man he was becoming. His sarcasm came out during family dinners. He'd occasionally share stories about school or ask me to help with a project. I knew that meant something. One afternoon, I came home early from work. Brian was still at his office, and I assumed Jacob was out with friends or upstairs doing homework. As I moved toward the stairs, I heard the faint creak of a door and noticed Jacob's room was slightly ajar. I wasn't trying to invade his privacy, but as I called out his name, I caught sight of him inside, sitting on his bed, clearly upset. He looked startled when he realized I was standing there. His cheeks turned red, and he muttered, "Can you just go?" He was clearly overwhelmed, not just embarrassed but emotionally tense. I stepped back immediately, closed the door, and stood there in the hallway, heart pounding. My first instinct was to feel awkward, but a stronger feeling took over, concern. As a parent figure, I knew these moments could be a window not to correct or shame, but to reach out. I went downstairs, made 2 cups of hot cocoa, and came back up 10 minutes later. I knocked gently. "Jacob, it's just me. I brought something for you." There was silence, but after a few seconds, he mumbled, "Okay." I stepped in, placed the cup on his desk, and sat on the edge of his bed. "Listen," I began, "I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable earlier. I just want you to know that I'm here for you. No judgment. Life can be confusing sometimes, especially at your age." He looked down, holding the warm mug in both hands. "I don't know what's wrong with me," he whispered. "You're not broken, Jacob," I said softly. "You're figuring things out. We all do. And it's okay to have questions. It's okay to feel confused." That conversation opened a door not just to emotional healing, but to connection. Over the next few weeks, Jacob started opening up more. He talked to me about school stress, the pressure to fit in, and the uncertainty of growing up without a mom nearby. I never gave unsolicited advice. I just listened. I validated. I reminded him that he was doing okay. One evening, we sat in the living room watching a movie, and during the credits, Jacob turned to me and said, "I'm really glad you're in my life." I didn't think I'd ever say that. My eyes welled up. That moment meant more to me than any title or label. It meant I had earned his trust not by demanding it, but by showing up again and again, even when it was hard. A few months later, Brian and I attended Jacob's school presentation. He had written a personal essay titled "The Person Who Changed My Life." To our surprise, it was about me. He talked about that day I knocked on his door, how I didn't turn away, how I made him feel like he mattered. It was raw and honest and beautiful. That essay now sits framed in our hallway. Every time I walk past it, I'm reminded that parenting isn't about perfection, it's about presence. It's about choosing compassion over correction, love over awkwardness, and understanding over judgment. Looking back, that one uncomfortable moment was the beginning of something extraordinary. We all have moments where we can choose to step away or lean in. I'm glad I leaned in. You wouldn't believe how much one conversation can change a life, his and mine.